You know how people talk about what's wrong with our society? And I talk about it often too. I talk about it so much that I get sick of myself. I get sick of hearing myself talk about it. So then I stop and I can't help it. I come right back to it. And I think that's because there's something to it. It's persistent. And I was asking myself right now, okay, fine. There's all this stuff that is fucked up about society and the society that we live in, this Western world, this capitalist, Western, modern technology, product loving consumer world. It's a mouthful. But what about the things that are good about it? How come people don't really focus on that? They don't really talk about that. I think it's because the things that are good about it aren't really that good. Like, what is good? What is good about a society? Like, what's good about a Native American society? Their arrows and their hunting and the way they live, and maybe they wake up with the sun and they go to bed with the sun, with the sun dawn, with the sun falling, with the dusk. They start going to bed with the dusk. I stayed at my grandmother's ranch in Mexico when I was about 11. And I remember when the sun went down, there was nothing to do. She didn't have electricity in her house. Her house was right by a river. I mean, right by a river, like yards away from a river. It was so close to the river that oftentimes the river would flood the house during the right season. That was not good. I think it might still happen. I'm not sure. Maybe they moved the house. I don't know. But so that was something interesting. It was shocking to me being a kid from Los Angeles, which is full of electricity and electric light and running water. She had running water. But going from that environment, I was in shock, almost like a withdrawal for stimulation. There was nothing going on. The lights went out and she had a lantern or two, an oil lantern. And you realize that there's nothing much to do in the dark. So you go to sleep and you wake up like at 4:30 or 5:30 in the morning. You wake up early and I remember I would go back to bed and then I would wake up as the sun was rising. There's something beautiful, there's something healthy about that. Of course, it's like past midnight here, and I'm doing this. I would never be able to be doing this if I was at my grandmother's house. But so what? I'm doing this because I can. But if I couldn't, I'm sure I would be doing something else throughout the day. Anyhow, I think it's difficult to talk about what is good about this place, about this lifestyle that we have. Because internally, innately, we know that the good things are quite false. I was at a gas station today, which, I visit quite often, as all of you do, I'm sure. And I was looking at the Jiffy store at the gas station, and I fucking hate Jiffy stores. Like, I hate the Jiffy shops everywhere. Does anybody like the gas station food store? I'm sure there's a few gas station food store babies out there. What's that, Richard Gallegos? He's the one who said that to me, gas food store baby. I'm a gas food store baby. So if you walk into one of these gas food stores, when I walk in there, there's nothing in there for me. Like, I don't know what to do in there except either pay for gas or grab a water or buy beer or maybe some peanuts. You know, those peanuts that come in the like tube-shaped plastic, 2 for $1. That's about all the stuff that I buy at a gas station. What am I going to do? Buy their coffee? Buy some gas station coffee? But what a waste. It's like all that stuff in the middle, somebody must be buying all that nonsense. But it's not me. Or is anybody even buying all that nonsense? Like the pies and the strawberry strudels and all the stuff made in different factories and the Pop-Tarts and whatever they have, the crackers. Though I look at that Jiffy store and nothing about that makes me feel good. Like when I go in there, I kind of get tunnel vision. I don't even want to see it. And the attendants in the Jiffy store, I'm not trying to talk shit about people or anything, but they seem to be on the outskirts of society. They come into where they meet everybody and they're working there. I'm sure that that's not their first choice in the job, most of them. Some of them are nice, but they're for sure they're almost always disconnected. Like they're disconnected from that store. They're not the owner, not even close. They're just somebody who like the employer is barely hanging on to. Because really, who would want to do that job? I mean, I'm sure if somebody's doing that job and they love it, more power to you. At least you're loving what you're doing and you're enjoying yourself, or you're getting something out of it in a positive way. But we should do away with these Jiffy stores. Like, I was thinking, what if in the middle, instead of all the candies and candy bars and pastries that were packaged in a factory and et cetera, what if there were books in the middle? Not to be all like wishy-washy, liberal-minded, which I am, but what if there were books in there? Of course, that wouldn't work with our society, would it? Because you're in a hurry when you go in there. You gotta get your gasoline, grab your peanuts, your water, your beer, your Gatorade, whatever you get, your coffee, and then you gotta leave because you gotta stick that coffee between your legs in your car as you go to work or to wherever the hell you're going in a hurry. But anyway, dreaming here. What if there were books in there in the middle? Would people stop and like look at them? And what if there was the energy that like Coca-Cola and Pepsi and Frito-Lay put into sticking things in your face and making sure that you see it with colors so you buy it? What if the books had that kind of marketing energy behind them? What if there was DVDs and videos and VHS tapes? No, not VHS tapes. Nobody's gonna buy that. Maybe, I don't know, maybe some hipster who's into retro stuff and he still has a VCR, which I hear are very expensive now. But if there was something else in the middle there, that would be quite interesting. Or if it rotated, if there was like toys, 1 week, and then books another week, and then like a massage, like you can get a like 1 minute massage or a like $2 a minute massage or whatever. Man, society is kind of stuck. At where I live anyway, it's kind of stuck, and even the progressive movement has become all consumer based. Like, buying local, et cetera. I get it and I understand it, and you know what? In a lot of ways I agree with it, but it's still consumer based. So this is what I was thinking while I was pumping gas, okay? What are you thinking about when you're pumping gas? And then, the gas pump, I go to this one particular I stop at this one place from time to time, and it says it's the nicest gas station, and it's quite nice for a gas station. I still don't like looking at the store, but it asks you if you want a car wash. How much time does that waste in people's lives? Like, if you add it all up together, what is it like? It must be hours. It must be hundreds of hours It just wastes you. Do you want gasoline? Did I fucking say? Is my car dirty? Did I give any indication that I might want a car wash? You know, would you like a car wash? And then ask me, would you like to use your rewards card? From what? I don't even know what the hell you're talking about. Leave me the fuck alone. Just give me the gasoline and I'll be on my way. You know, there should be a button on the side that says, do you want me to ask you for a car wash? Or if you want to use your rewards card? That's what you should do if you want to help me out. And probably a lot of other people. And you know what? I've also been to a couple of gas stations where I can't believe I'm going on about gas stations here. There's also been a couple of gas stations where there's a video that plays, like for a commercial about whatever, about maybe the gas station, maybe probably some new drug from some company, some antidepressant, because you're fucking staring at this gas station right there and it's depressing the shit out of you because you're like, what the fuck? Right? And talking about drugs, you know, I read somewhere that the United States is the #1 consumer of psychotropic, psychoactive, whatever it is, drugs that are antidepressant, that try to make you focus, and et cetera, et cetera. And that's another indication that our society is messed up. You see that? Like the #1 country, the #1 consumer of these like antidepressant type of drugs. That means, like, from what the numbers that I read, that means that like 1 in 3 of my friends is taking, and acquaintances and people that I meet is taking these drugs. Something like that. That should tell us something right there. Like, we can't even exist in this, let's face it, in spite of all of the internet and the social media and the YouTube and the television and the Netflix, in spite of all of that, it's quite a mundane life that we live. There's something meaningless about it that is causing people to get depressed. That's causing people to not feel like they have a purpose. And it's causing people to have difficulty finding purpose here. And you know, the state that I live in, marijuana has recently become legalized for medical use. And in California, I think it was just legalized to become, it was already legal for medical use, and now it's legal for recreational use. But I have mixed feelings about this, because in one place, marijuana, I think the legalization of it is totally on point. So people stop getting arrested and going to jail for it. That doesn't make any sense to me. A lot of people now know that drug abuse is not a legal issue, but a social health issue. And the mixed feelings that I have about it is, then the other side is, I don't think that marijuana is necessarily something that people say that it enlightens them, and maybe it might, but I'm pretty sure that everybody will reach a point of diminishing returns with it. Like, if you make that phone call and you get the message, but people don't hang up. They stay on the line. You know, there's like, I think it's Ram Dass who said that. You got the message, now hang up. Don't stay on the line. Move on. But I don't think that it's necessarily the most beneficial substance to be taking at this point in time. Like in the 60s, for example, people want to say, oh yeah, man, dude, like Jimi Hendrix, dude, and the Beatles, man, they made all that stuff and they were smoking weed, and Led Zeppelin and Pink Floyd. Well, you know, the time that they lived in was much simpler. And at that time, there was actually some Italian looking dude with a gold chain all over his hairy chest, with open shirt, with those glasses those prescription glasses that get dark in the sun, when he has a perm. That guy was actually looking for you if you're a musician back then, and there was actually people out there going, I'm gonna make you a star, baby. That doesn't exist anymore, baby. You know, and today you have to be on your game. Like people in the 60s, Jimi Hendrix, he could be all decadent. The Beatles too, Pink Floyd, Led Zeppelin, they could be all decadent, destroying their bus, destroying their hotel room, you know, having sex with this chick and that chick and a bunch of chicks at the same time. You know, we've gone through things like AIDS, and economically we're not the same anymore. And like I said, there's not those A&R people looking for stars like they used to. So today, even in business, you have to be on your game. There's a lot more logistical, mundane things that you have to be on top of to become successful, to reach a degree of success in our time. So I don't think marijuana is the best drug for that. Maybe if like cocaine started taking off, maybe if people started doing lines and, you know, that kind of thing, maybe that would improve society more. Hey, I don't want to give you any ideas, you know. I don't do either of those myself. I have smoked pot, but that was some time ago, years ago. And in retrospect, I'll tell you, I got to be honest with you. In retrospect, thinking about all the different times where I watched movies or went to this place or that place, there's a few times where it made it more interesting. But most of the times, it just made me paranoid. And you know what? Whatever it made me, I guarantee you I would have had a better time without it. Because as a matter of fact, most of the times that I was high with other people, I was thinking, man, what the hell's going on here? Like, who the fuck are these people that I'm hanging out with even? Like, if I didn't smoke weed, I wouldn't even be hanging out with these people, you know? And there we are, riding around in a car, looking to score somewhere. That's never nice. That's not a good thing. And then you tell yourself that this is what you're supposed to be doing, and this is the right thing to do, and that it's natural and it comes from the earth. You know, and you hear these things from already successful celebrities who've already achieved something, or who are in a position to achieve something. And then you know, people tend to compare themselves to these types of celebrities when they're the rare case. They're the lottery winner. Like, everybody else didn't win the lottery, but they won the lottery. It's like that. They're 1 in a million or 1 in 10 million. And, you know, people take their nonchalantness about marijuana as advocacy, and they perpetuate that. People repeat these things. Well, this such and such person smokes weed. You know, look at them. They're a comedian or they're a musician and they're on stage and everybody loves them. Well, you're not that dude and you're not that chick. You know. So I have mixed feelings about it, and I don't want that kind of thing to put people to sleep. If it would have that effect on people, it has a different effect on people. You know what? As a matter of fact, if you smoke weed, if it does your mind good, if it actually fixes things for you, then you need to do that. So be it. But from my peers, from what I see, it's not really giving them an edge in anything. Like I said, we live in a different time. It's not the Beatles days anymore. This is a time where work is tight, their jobs are few, things are being automated. You have to know how to build a website or have the money to pay somebody a small fee to host a website for you, and you have to do your social media, and people are invading your life all the time. You know, they're there in front of you, and you have to do your paperwork, and you have to get your car tag and your car insurance and renew your license and pay that ticket. And do your taxes, and learn the software, etc., etc. And take care of your kids, and say hi to your mom and whatnot. So that's what I'm thinking about right now, I guess. I just can't get behind marijuana the way that some people do. I'm 100% down behind it to decriminalize it, but I have mixed feelings about its context in society, its effects on society, what it'll be like. If I think about substances more abstractly, or maybe more truthfully, I'm not sure which one it is, but everything is a drug. Like if you eat a bunch of sugar, or if you drink a coffee, it has an effect on you, a drug-like effect on you. Even if it's not something that's we classify as a drug, like sugar, that has an effect on you. It'll give you a boost, it'll give you a jolt, give you some mental clarity really quick if you're going to take a test, so they say. You drink a green juice, a big green juice, you make yourself a juice, or you go to the juice place, it's going to have an effect on you in a different kind of way. You eat half of a pizza or a whole pizza, that's going to have another kind of effect on you. You're going to feel sluggish and like a fat lard ball. So substances help move us up, down, to the left and to the right, forward, backward. And you just have to know what the right substances are, like how much water to drink and juices to drink and what foods to eat. And if you're going to smoke things, then what you're going to smoke. If you're going to ingest a drug, however you ingest a drug, you have to know why you're doing it, what you're doing it for, and what you're trying to achieve with it. What do you think about that, huh? Why you're doing it, what you're doing it for, what you're trying to achieve with it. I think if you can hold on to that, you'll be all right. There's other ways of adjusting your mentality too. Your soul, your mind, your psyche, which is like breathing exercises and exercise and yoga, things like that. What the hell am I talking about here? I don't even know. You get it. You see what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying, right? So it was Christmas Day yesterday and Christmas Eve, and my wife's family came over, and they were hanging out here, and we did that, and we did the present thing, and we opened presents, and it's kind of nice because the presents were they're very casual. I didn't mind that. I liked it. There was no trying to outdo each other. Like we gave each other like ranch dressing and mayonnaise and soaps and things like that. The kids, they got real nice things. They got nice toys, some stuff to stimulate their imagination. I got a puzzle. I like puzzles, in case you don't know, like cast puzzles and those kinds of things that you have to put together or take apart or try to put them back together. Not a puzzle like a landscape where all the pieces, like it's got 1,000 pieces. A puzzle like the kind they gave you at Mensa, like something where you have to try to fit cubes into a box, that kind of thing, or get something loose. I dig that stuff. But the whole Christmas thing, I don't know, man. I don't know where this is going. Like the older that I get, I think it's mostly for kids, and people on my block. On the blocks around here, they don't seem too into it. Most people, most of the houses don't have lights on them. And I want to tell you something about LED lights. I don't know, I might ruin this for you, so I apologize in advance if I do ruin it for you. But you might be like, that motherfucker. I didn't even see things this way before. But if you look at Christmas lights, the ones that are LEDs, and you shake your head left and right, like back and forth, like if you are trying to shake something off, you'll just notice that they blink. And I keep like, is it just me? Or when I look at LED lights, my eyes want to turn away. Like they actually physically, in a very minor way, but they physically hurt my eyes. You know, I do not want to look at them. They're bright. They don't exactly glow. They more like pierce. They pierce the atmosphere. They don't glow soft like an incandescent light, like the old Christmas lights. I like those. I can stare at those. My eyes actually are drawn to those kinds of the incandescent lights. But the LED lights, if your house is covered in that, man, I do not want to look at it. So I don't. I told my wife about that a few years ago. She said I ruined the LED lights for her. She said, if you didn't tell me about that, I would probably think they were pretty. You know what she's saying to me? When people say something like that to me, they're saying, ignorance is bliss. They're saying, if I didn't know the truth, if I didn't realize that, then I would have been happy. But you fucked it up for me because you told me the truth. How dare you tell me the truth? How dare you mess things up for me? You don't want to do that, right? That's what I said to her. I'm like, why are you like, you're getting mad at me because I pointed something out to you that is true? I'm like, have you ever noticed? You know, it made me scared. Like, I didn't want to like say anything to people anymore. You know, like, hey, man, you got shit on your shoe. You know, you should fucking probably clean that up. Nope, I'm not saying that anymore. I don't want to ruin their day. You know, just let them walk around with shit on their shoe and let them enjoy themselves. No, that's not the right way to think, right? I don't think so anyway. Hey, if you know me and we're friends, I'm not going to let you walk around with shit on your shoe. I promise you. And please don't let me do so either. So Christmas it's here, man. And we're doing it. And this is what we did. And you did it too. And, you know, the best things about these things is family. And my wife's family, they try to get along. They don't get along all that great. But they try. I saw it go down. But the best thing about Christmas is family and food and family. That's to me anyway. You know, it's just kind of old. It's like, this is like 2016. We have the internet. Everybody knows that Santa Claus is bullshit. Everybody knows that. Fucking 5-year-olds know that, I'm sure. They're Googling stuff. Is Santa Claus is real? You know, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? We're going to have to make a new tradition. That excites me. That excites me. Like, hey, man, you want to make up a new holiday? I'm down with that. Let's do it, man. Fucking donut day or whatever you want it to be. You know, say whatever you want day or funny walk day or, man, that's stupid. You know what I was thinking? There's not a holiday, excuse me. There's not a holiday where everybody has to sing like a musical. You know, like everybody around you singing all the time. It would be fucking annoying, but it would only be one day, you know, like, you would go to the coffee shop and you would order your frappuccino, you know, and you would be like, the person would be standing there talking to the person behind the counter. I would like a frappuccino, please. And the person behind the counter, that would be like, sure. Would you like an extra squirt of hazelnut? Whatever. You know, that would be kind of bizarre, right? People singing out of the drive-thru and people singing to the drive-thru. It would be beautiful. It would be amazing. I would love that day. That would be great. I think I'm not sure about this, but I think my favorite holiday, I like Christmas a lot because I like the lights. Not LED lights, of course, as you know. But one of my Favorite holidays is Halloween. Halloween is great because when it's Halloween, you can dress however the hell you want. And you can go to the DMV. You could be a 250-pound guy and be dressed like a chick on the upper half and like a panther on your lower half. Or you could be dressed like a zombie, like somebody who got their neck cut open and their eyeballs falling out, and you go to the DMV like that, and you can be like, I'm here to renew my license. You know, you can go to the grocery store like that. If you wanted to, if you could be a guy and you can go to the supermarket in a bikini with high heels on. That's amazing about Halloween, that you can dress however you want. It really should be like that. Society should be like that. And then one day a year, everybody has to dress the same. Like all guys have to wear cargo shorts of one kind or another. And all chicks have to wear yoga pants and, you know, whatever is in fashion. Well, nothing would be in fashion because it would be just chaos. But that would make society much better. All these ideas right here, these things would actually make society better. And then maybe I wouldn't mind so much staring at the gas station, because there would be like a zombie walking through there and some dude dressed like a hooker and a chick dressed like a cop. And, you know, it would be so interesting. It would be something to look at. So I'll hit you later, man. I gotta leave you for now because I gotta go to bed. And if you appreciate my podcast, feel free to donate at the podcast site, atlanticradio.blogspot.com. And I wish I had some more for you right now, but I gotta attend to my duties over here. I gotta get some rest and make the kids breakfast in the morning, most likely. Things like that. Peace.